Look, I think it's meeting demand internally, meeting demand externally. Government often has systems that aren't cutting edge, and you don't upgrade everything at once. So it's a mosaic. So I think the challenge in government is actually taking this patchwork of technology and making it available for that demand in a way that can actually deliver insight, not just volume. So I think the challenge in that is taking the data and the user on the journey to the answer. So it's not necessarily about the answer, it's about the journey to get there, and they refine the questions. Our organisation for the last 30 years has been working in the data linkage unit, which now has become People WA, which is a great initiative because it's really going to leverage on a fantastic data set. So the data linkage unit was brought together initially by UWA Curtin with DOH and the Telethon Kids Institute in 1995. It has 50 data sets now with 150 million records. So it's actually a huge resource that's available for research, for the gauging of performance for public programs, and really needs to be utilised more. And I think with the escalation of People WA, I think it's going to get the opportunity to realise its potential. Look, I think if we can get data used in a way that makes us more efficient, builds public trust in our services, I think we've gone a long way to actually doing good. Those things aren't easily achieved, and I think if we can get to that first stage, I think we've done a lot. I don't think it's a one or the other. I don't think it's a zero-sum game. I think you can't have innovation in an insecure environment. I think what we've learnt from what's occurred with Medibank Private with Optus is that having a cyber secure environment is just that part of the ecosystem. You can't exist without it. You won't be allowed to exist without it. So I think that's given, but I don't think it stifles innovation. I think if anything, hopefully what it can do is make the systems that you work within more robust, and actually probably prevents problems later on down the track from that innovation of things which grow from a very small base, grow very large too soon, and then they have the growing pains which is always inherent with that growth. So I think it's actually a good outcome. I think, again, it's efficiency. So it's efficiency of resourcing. Mainly what we're talking about is labour. That's what we've talked about a lot today because we're in a labour scarce environment. But I think we're always going to be in a financially scarce environment. In health, we see that a lot because if you're trying to put up a business case for X, in some ways you're always putting it up against, well, should we spend it on that, or should we bring a MRI machine to the northwest or something like that? So funding is always critical. So I think if we share our resources, we can get more efficiencies. And I think we can make that scarce resource stretch a little bit further. For us, great innovations are just when you can actually leverage very diverse data sources for us in innovation and actually make it realistic and give insight. So right now, last week we launched in health, we launched a Power BI report that actually gives clinical outcomes per hospital across a range of different targets. So comorbidity stats, it gives childbirth stats, it gives outcomes in stroke, these horrendous situations, and it talks about sort of how well hospitals are performing, and each hospital can see this and gauge their results against a peer hospital. So I think that is a huge innovation when you work in what can be a really siloed organisation, not just health, not just North Metro Health, but at a hospital and a ward level, to actually see that transparency in real time across all sites, across all wards, is a huge innovation. it's been great. Like having the opportunity to meet with peers across the service is always, it's rare. It's the first time I've actually experienced this, and I've been with government for 5 years. So that's a great opportunity. Personally today though, I think listening to Alberto from Premier and Cabinet talking about all that is being offered for platforms that they're offering to state government agencies is huge. So things like one simple part of it, payments. So payment receipts from the public and payments to the public. If that can be standardised, the amount of savings that could represent and the standardisation of that process is a huge win alone. And just to be able to sort of see that thought going through is fantastic. If anything, I think if I could offer one bit of advice is, look, let's just get out and push it more to all the different agencies and not rely on these sorts of forums for word of mouth to transfer, because I think it would be great for the areas who need to know about it to find out.